everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy Lockhart. How are you, mate? You all right, bud?
I'm all right, mate. Hanging in there, as they call it.
Hanging in there. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Another week done. Almost there, aren't we? The weekend. So yeah, we all live for the weekend, but it's a bit different without football. But it's getting there now, mate. We've got the off season coming. We've got free agency coming up, and really, this show is just going to be about our cap space, big targets, bold moves, and things we can do for the free agency strategy, mate. But we'll get in, as we always do, with our sponsors, Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast, where they're sponsored for this season. If you're into non-league football, go and give them a watch. Talk of the Town on YouTube. You can find them on there. Also, graciously sponsored by Oddballs. You can go to myoddballs.com, have a look at their gear on there. 50% of all of their proceeds go to men's health charities, including testicular cancer. So go and give some bargain shopping on there. Go and have a look. And then bleedingburgundy.com, go over to the write-in and go and check that out. That's the right-in side of the Commanders. I'm sure there'll be articles when free agency really starts to kick off. So it's all good. Thank you to Rod and Scott for being with us in the chat. We appreciate you being here. First bit of news, mate, we'll get into is the coaching staff's obviously been confirmed this year. There's lots of changes, obviously, coordinators and other bits and pieces. I'll read them through. The only real big changes that we had in the last few days that we haven't really already talked about was we hired a guy called Ben Steele as the tight ends coach. He's meant to be pretty good. Former NFL tight end himself. He spent the last 3 years at the Cardinals coaching Trey McBride. Obviously, he now heads to Washington with David Ra, who is now promoted to the pass game coordinator. In addition to this, he's also working with Trey McBride. He coached under Dan Quinn in Atlanta, started off as an offensive quality control assistant before being promoted to tight ends coach over there. He's also helped out Austin Hooper earn his second Pro Bowl selection while putting up career numbers. Any thoughts on the coaching staff, mate, where we are? Or are you just hopeful, as always, with what we've got? Seems like we're not like getting the band back together, but we seem to have a lot of good depth, I would say, in this coaching staff. We lost a few, but obviously we'll wait and see with what happens with these coordinators, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly right. It's kind of a bit of an unknown at this moment how good these guys are going to be. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that were there last year, but then we lost a few. And then there's the key positions of the coaching staff that have been changed. So we'll have to see how the other guys fall in line. That makes sense. But yeah, I say I'm happy to give them a go and see what they're about. Hopefully they can improve Ben Sinnott, especially that what's his name, Steele.
Yeah, Steele.
I hope that he's a really good coach. People say he's a good coach, so I'm hoping that he can do something with him because, he's at the moment he's our tight end one, even though I don't like it. But at this moment, that's what he is.
Yeah, it's a different setup, I suppose. There's no assistant head coach anymore. There's no defensive pass game coordinator or run game coordinator. I'm not sure what that means, but obviously it's a different setup. So, happy with that. Will, Yam, Rod, Scott, thanks for being with us as always. So it's interesting. It'll make things interesting. We'll get into it. We'll make your head explode a little bit, Scouse, but we'll get into the first bit of roster news.
Signings. What are you going to talk about?
Let's talk about it, mate. Nick Algretti, 2-year deal, undisclosed exactly how much. He signed a 3-year contract with us in 2024, had 1 year left on that deal. Obviously, a lot of money this year going to him, just over $6 million on the cap. But he's signed a new deal that replaces the final year and keeps him under contract through till 2027 season. He started both guard positions and centre at the end of last year, starting for Tyler Biadasz when he suffered a leg injury in week 17. Biadasz was obviously released, which we'll get into, creating the need for a centre. Contract details haven't been reported yet, but Algretti had a $5.5 million base salary and a 7.1 cap hit this year. I think that will change dramatically. The deal also had 2 void years attached with it, with a 2.3 million cap for next season. Those numbers will change, obviously lowering the cap this year and pushing more money into future years. Thoughts on, obviously, Nick Algretti, because you're going to lose your mind over this, I'm sure.
I thought Wiley's signing was awful. This one is fucking twice as bad, if not more than that. This guy's a joke. I'm genuinely better than this dude. I can't believe you can't believe he signed him, mate. I swear to God, bro.
I don't mind it. I honestly do not mind it if it's a depth piece. Again, as we spoke about Wiley.
Have you seen him? I mean, it's all well and good saying, "Oh, he's a depth piece. He probably won't play too much." But to be fair, you got to expect our O-line to be hurt. You got to expect your first team at some point in the season, and then this will hit the field, and then I'm going to be shit scared for JD running for his life when you got guys like that blocking for him. Who's you know he's god awful. You said Allegretti, I'm done with him. You said that like halfway through last season.
I did.
So don't change it now, saying, "Oh, I don't mind." It's a depth piece. No, he shouldn't be on our depth. He should be fucking. I don't know.
Who do you expect to sign? You can't have all pros all over the field. Our line was pretty good.
We've got no all pros. We've got no pro bowlers.
What?
So we've got
one,
none,
possibly two. Tunsil's a pro bowler, mate. If not one of the top 5 left tackles in the entire league. Cosme, if he's fit, is up there too.
To be fair, I think Cosme needs to sort himself out. But the thing is, okay, I'll give you Tunsil. Tunsil's top draw. But to be fair, I mean,
Connolly.
The thing is, we don't have top draw players across the line. We've got one,
but nobody has. Look, you tell me a team that's got really good offensive lines.
The best teams have either got a great offensive line with an average quarterback, or they've got a really good an elite quarterback and an average O-line.
Yeah,
you don't have shit O-line, and.
But you say this, I think
you're playing Wiley and Allegretti. That's shit.
No, they're not. If they're not playing, then that's fine. They're depth pieces. Yeah, they're both won Super Bowls. They've both started at multiple teams.
I don't want to see those dudes hitting the field, bro. Yeah, I don't want to see them on the field at all. I don't want to see them. So either our offensive line's got to stay healthy all season, which it probably won't. Lower averages say it probably won't. So then you got these fools coming in next, and that's when I'm going to start worrying. So, and I'm worried for JD's health, not for obviously my health. I'm over here. You know what I mean? I'm more worried about JD. So, yeah, I mean,
I just don't know how
we've got a gaping hole at guard. We've got gaping hole at left guard right now at the moment, and center. There's no way in hell Allegretti's going to be our center one. I know Will mentioned it before. I'm going to lose my mind if he's center number 1 at the start of the season. Yeah, I will. I'll literally go, good luck, JD. He'll probably be out. Fucking hurts. First game of the season. He's that bad. Trust me. Oh God Almighty, man. Like, that's giving me nightmares right now. Allegretti center 1 right now. As if tomorrow was starting the first game of the season, I'd be shitting my pants right now.
But it's March the 5th, guys.
Yeah, well, if that is what it is, if we don't sign somebody decent in the free agency,
you see,
then it's going to be a problem.
I think you have to look around the whole of the NFL and look and say look at every offensive line and go at who has an elite offensive line. One team. I mean, the Chargers are pretty good.
When you don't get hurt.
I would say Philly. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah. When they don't get hurt, and that's what what you're saying there is I get it. No, I get what you're saying, but you are downplaying both of these signings. They have multiple starts for 2 teams. They've won Super Bowls. They can do a job in a pinch.
Who did?
They can do a job.
Wiley is better than Allegretti, right? And I hate Wiley.
Yeah. I know you do.
Wiley is better than Allegretti. So if I had to pick one of the two, I'd have kept Wiley. But keeping both of them, I think, is just a joke. I understand we might lose Chris Paul. I understand that. I genuinely understand that. But the thing is, though, you've got, mate, he lost a starting job to a guy who was a third stringer for us for like 3 years before he became a starter. Chris Paul.
Who's that? Chris Paul.
Paul. So that's how good Allegretti is, right? Then you got, I say, Wiley. Yeah, I mean, who did Allegretti play for when he was a Super Bowl winner?
Chiefs, Kansas City.
The Chiefs. Okay, so him and Wiley both at the Chiefs.
Played in the Super Bowl.
So he had the ultimate quarterback in Mahomes, who was ridiculous. It's not because of them two. I'll tell you that. So it's all like kind of like,
if you're trying to fill your roster with depth pieces, to have serviceable starters who are versatile and can play across the line in lots of positions, that's good for me. They're not anything better than what we've got. Exactly what Will says here. Most backups on the O-line are no better than Wiley and Allegretti. I completely agree with you. 100% completely agree with you. They're just depth pieces. We're getting too excited about depth.
I understand that I'm getting wound up about it, but the thing is, it's like they're just not that good. And I understand backups aren't as good as the starters. I understand that as well. Across the league, I understand that. But it's kind of like I want us to get better, not the same. Our team is not. It's not getting any better with these two guys being here.
But it's not here,
which was pretty shit.
It's not here to get better. We have 36 roster spots to fill to make even 53. You go into camp with a 90-man roster. Where are we getting these players from? Where are we paying for these players?
How much do we? Scott mentions here, clear mind about depth pieces at low amounts. But how much? You don't even know how much they're on.
$7.5 million for 2 years for Wiley, and Algretti will be lower than what he's had this year on the cap. So actually saving money on Algretti. So I would expect $4 million, which is an average backup money.
Or per year or for total?
Yeah. Per year. So probably paying him 6 or 7 over 2 years. Probably similar numbers to Wiley. For two players who can play in a pinch, play at different levels, that's fine. Chris Paul's going to command between 10 and 12 million a year. I'm not paying Chris Paul 12 million a year. So I understand where you're coming from, especially when they've looked at that, and what they're probably saying is, well, hold on, we have Coleman who can play left guard. We can draft someone if we can draft someone who we if we need to. And then if we look at these other signings who we've made today, we have to fill this roster out, unfortunately, again, with 1-year deals or people who you don't expect to hold in.
All I see.
You can't do everything.
Of course, I can't have every shiny new car that's out there. I get that.
I know.
Well, I understand that, man. I just don't. You just know, like at least with these two, you know what you got, right? But I know that these guys are not even C grade, so it's kind of like, well,
that's harsh.
Is there somebody out there that could be a C+ grade that I might not know of because they're on a different team and I don't watch them every week? Yeah, there probably could be that we could have had. So technically, that's a small upgrade, even though it's still the backup guys.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean? So that's what I was looking at rather than going straight for the same bang average dudes over and over again. What's the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect different results. You know what these guys are going to do. They're going to give you C ratings. I mean, Wiley once in a while does play a good game. He does. That's why he used to be a starter at other teams. So he can play well at times. However, he's not consistent enough. That's the reason why he's a backup. Yeah. So, but if we get him on his good day, great. Yeah, that's a solid backup piece. Even though I don't like the guy, I can understand where we're coming from. But I'll agree. I don't think I've ever seen him play well. I mean, I really genuinely don't believe I've genuinely seen him play well and go, wow, he was fucking outstanding there today. I've just never seen it. So I know that if he comes on the field, I'm worried.
I would just say that.
And you know what I mean. See what I mean. So it's kind of like, it's and then
I would say that 60% of the offensive linemen in this league are not as good as the two that we've just signed. They're trash. O-line play across the entire league is trash, apart from a few elite players. And you're not going to get elite players continually all the way across the line. You just can't do that because then you invest too much money in an offensive line, and then you have to offset that with something else. Is it running back? Is it skill players? Is it corner? Is it safety? The only way we're going to get better is by drafting players or by trading for players, which we don't have any assets to do anyway. And the problem here is not AP at the moment. I mean, AP's on a shorter leash. I'll give you that. I'm not saying the leash is very short, but I'm not questioning what he does. But the next 2 weeks are going to be key in how I feel about Adam Peters after coming back from this, with what we do in free agency.
I agree with that. I think, AP has definitely got a short leash with me because I say he's signing guys that I think played bang average at best, and guys who played well, he's not signing. So Chris Paul played quite well, not signing him. Moody, 18 for 20 last year, not signing him. So it's kind of like, well, what are you doing, AP? You're signing some bang average dudes that we know are bang average, and you got guys who kind of played well last year, better than those two at levels, and you're not even going to offer him a contract. Never mind, say, anything else. It may be the player says no, fair enough, but you've even offered him a contract. So what's that about AP?
It depends on money. It's all about numbers, as you said before. It's a number that he necessarily may have in his head that he's not willing to pay.
He's got to offer it though. I don't think he's offered them Hall or Moody a contract. I don't think he's.
We don't know that, do we? We don't know that.
I don't think he has. I mean, I just think like, I said the moment, I just don't know. I don't know what plan he's got. Because his plan, first game of this first year of the season, first year of his tenure was, build through the draft, do this, do that, and then we also hit the ground running and got the championship game, right? Mm-hmm. Unbelievable, way overplayed his hand, right? Yeah. Then the year after he goes, oh shit, I've got no real players here. I've got to get some vets in. So we hammered all the 1-year deals, and we were dog shit, right? And now this year we're thinking, well, what the hell is he going to go back to? As you say, we don't have a lot of picks. We've got a lot of money, but we haven't got a lot of picks. It's just bang av. So
Hermit, you're right. You've got to fill the roster out. That's exactly it. We've got 36 roster spots to fill. All of this money is not going to be there. We know that the 90 million is not going to be spent on everything. If I was GM, we'd have zero money. We'd be over the cap completely. I'd have an amazing team, and then I'd be fired within about four months.
The Rams? Wasn't that the Rams? Didn't they do that?
Yeah, isn't it? Saints do it every year. Cowboys do it every year. This is what happens with them, but. We have to make sure that we're filling these 36 spots out because Ron left us in the shit because they couldn't pick a player.
Yeah, Ron did not.
Emmanuel Forbes. Do you know what I mean? Let's look at that. Jahan Dotson. Let's look at that. Let's look at all the second rounders that have gone. It's ridiculous the amount of players that we should now have as depth pieces who we no longer have, and that's why we're scraping the barrel, if you like, or re-signing players that you look at and go, why are we re-signing him? Speaking of re-signings, Drake Jackson, edge rusher, previously with San Francisco, had the terrible ACL injury, didn't play for 16 months. He played 3 games for us last year towards the end of the season. He signed a 1-year deal. I'm quite comfortable with that as a depth piece edge rusher. Again, he was okay, had flashes, young as well, so can't go with that.
I might give him a shot. Because he's just coming back from those horrible injuries. Does he still have it? Yeah, does he still have that level? And that's where we're going to find out this year. Last year, he's just getting his feet wet a little bit. Yeah, so so for me, he's got a clean slate. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely, but again, it's a depth signing. This is what we're seeing. Get these depth signings out the way now, so you can hit free agency, attack it, get 1 or 2 or 3 even big moves, and the rest of it you fill out with better players. I hope to add more depth, to add more. You were saying before about going from C to a C plus. You want to kind of be on the B radar, don't you? It's kind of where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to be a playoff team, it should be at least a B rating. I think that's where you should be kind of looking at B rated players, and if you get even better, that's a bonus. Would it be nice to get one big splash player though? Just one real kind of elite dude. You think, oh man, that gets the fans excited to come and see them. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I'd like to see at least one real big name if we can get one. I know it might be difficult. It might not want to come to us, but that'd be nice.
So there's a bit of a chat in the chat at the moment. There's a bit of a discussion around Jeremy Chin saying Yam said we should never release Jeremy Chin. He was terrible last year, by the way, for the Raiders. So
to be fair, though, anybody be terrible for the Raiders.
It's true. I mean? It's true. You're not wrong. The other 3
awful. You know what I mean, for them, Genty. So it's kind of he was getting the backfield. So
the other 2 signings we've made this week, Dietrich Wise is back on a 1-year deal. Again, happy with that. He was set the edge well. He was decent until he tore his quad in week 2 at Green Bay. I was gutted about that actually because he was pretty good. I was quite excited to see him play. And then Shai Tuttle, defensive lineman on a 1-year deal. Yeah, okay, that one not really bothered about it at all.
Shite, you mean? Yeah, you mean that?
Other moves we've made this week. Obviously, the elephant that was in the room for a long time is now over. Marshall Lattimore has departed. 18.5 million saved on the cap with absolutely no dead cap whatsoever. Yeah, had to happen, especially with these off-field transgressions. It's one of them. But probably the most bizarre move that we've made this week was Tyler Biadish's release, leaving behind 8.1 million of dead cap, freeing up 2.85 million. Initially, I was initially pissed off with that because of the way his signing was. Kime talked about. He said the move wasn't cap related. It was because he was getting 8 million in cash. So he was due to get paid 8 mil cash this year. Now that 8 million cash can go elsewhere in free agency. Now, Do I want that 8 million to go to Larry Tunsil to pay for his deal? Yeah, most likely I do. You know what I mean? If you're going to pay signing bonuses, etc., that's where that money will probably end up funneling into. But yeah, it's a weird one. Some people are saying watch some games. I've watched some film back on Tyler Biadasz. There was a few times against Green Bay, especially and Minnesota, where he got absolutely ball rushed up the middle, and he did not look good. Some people are saying he's got bad knees as well, but I think that's just his injuries. There's this, there's that. At the moment, he's having a cup of tea with Chicago, as far as I've heard. So we'll wait and see.
He was left guard at week 2. Was that Allegretti?
I think it was Coleman.
Was it Coleman?
I can't be certain.
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying that is because obviously Biadasz level did drop, but he's playing next to guys who shouldn't really be there while he was playing guard because he wasn't playing. And then you had who's the left guard. That's what I didn't know if it was Allegretti or not. So if you got those two on the other side of it, you're gonna look bad. So it's kind of like there's things to this, But anyway,
thank you, Hermit Rob. Appreciate it. He said give these boys likes. Love it. Absolutely right. Yeah. Thank you.
Getting ripped in the chat saying I'm too emotional of Allegretti, so I'm doing politics.
you are getting Scott G's back on. We'll grab him in. The other one that came out this week as well. We didn't put a restricted free agent tender on Jake Moody, which means he now obviously becomes a free agent. 18 of 20. I mean, let's be honest, mate. I every time he kicked a football, I was shitting myself last year.
But he made it. The numbers don't lie. 18 from 20. That's not. I'm 2 for past 50, which is the times that they think that I can't hit.
It's not enough. We need to get someone from the IPP.
20's not enough. I'd fucking give me left arm for a fucking kick. You can kick 18 from 20 every time on average.
No, I know that, but I mean from plus 50. Plus 50.
Yeah,
people kickers,
both of them.
Kickers these days are kicking 56 without even thinking.
Oh, I understand. He's not bloody Aubrey or anything like that. We know that. But,
Rod says Aubrey. They've put a first round tender on him. I am not giving a first round draft pick up for Aubrey. He's going to be. He's the most highly paid kicker in the league. Apparently he's going to get 6.8 million, which is wild.
I think you just give him like 8 million and take him. He's guaranteed points after one drive of 10.
I know.
You're in field goal range after one drive of 10 yards. Do you know what I mean? That puts a lot of pressure on other teams, man, when you got a kicker like that. It really does.
The Jags, you look at him, he's sinking 65 yarders. Do you know what I mean? So all we need to do is what I really want to see is bring a veteran in. I don't care who it is. Bring a veteran in. Doesn't mean we're not going to re-sign Jake Moody. Jake Moody might be in the 90-man roster. I want to see 2 other younger kickers with him, whether they're undrafted free agents, wherever they're from. Bring him in, and I want a competition every single day of training camp. I don't care. And then every kick matters. Every kick in practice matters.
We've done that many times.
No.
Have a competition.
Brought this guy in for competition. What for a day? No, we've not done that properly. No, we've not done that properly at all. So yeah, not at all. Rod, we'll get into your question, mate.
Besides Aubrey, he was obviously Dallas just landed lucky, right? Let's face it.
Yeah, I know.
Was he XFL or USL?
Something like that. Yeah,
crazy, right? But everybody else who's like a good level kicker in the league, especially more recently, like the newer lads, they're getting drafted.
Yeah, Borregales at the Patriots.
Cam Little, exactly it. So these guys are getting drafted now. So these guys are, they're worth a higher pick nowadays than what they ever used to be, because it's a points driven game, man. Like, and they put points on the board.
We'll get into that because Riam asked us a question on this, but we'll get into it. Actually, I'll read his question now while we're here because we're on the subject, so we might as well read his question. He said, so guys, do we get a kicker in the 7th round, or do you just get one from the IPP like the Saints did with Charlie Smith, or do you get a free agent? Top targets for me in free agency are Jennings, Likely, Maffei, already have depth pieces. Wise is a good sign-in. What we need to do next we'll point this in the direction of the draft strategy. Looking forward to seeing Scouse positive spin on Algretti and Wiley. You'll be waiting a while for that one then, yeah. But yeah, I mean, what do you think we do?
They've got to play really well a lot of times to get me to change my mind. I'll tell you that. So the first part of that again. What's the first part of that again?
What do you want to do at kicker? Do you draft one in the 7th round? Do you pick one up in the IPP like Charlie Smith from the Saints?
That's one thing I've
not
a
free agent in.
I've not looked at any kind of kickers yet. I kind of
Nick Folks, the most veteran guy out there.
Yeah, and he was great last year as well. He's been really good for the last few years. Like, don't forget this guy played for Dallas and he sucked it. And that's why they got rid of him. As he got older, he got better. So that's what normally a bit weird, isn't it? Really, you normally get old, you tend to get worse, don't you? You know what I mean? But yeah. So, but again, he's out there, but I think the Jets will probably re-sign him. To be honest, I would look. I say I've not done my draft homework on kickers just yet, but
or free agency on kickers. Yeah, I haven't done that either. To be fair, but
you need to look.
I will have a look. I will have a look now at kickers. Who is a free agent? Who is a free agent kicker?
I mean, I understand that they were probably hesitant to with Moody because I say he's not very accurate from distance.
Eddie Piñeiro's a free agent at 30 years old. Joey Sly, Nick Folk, Chad Ryland, Zane Gonzalez, Riley Patterson, Matt Prater, Daniel Carlson's not too bad from the Raiders. He can kick. Blake
He's available.
He's available. Yeah, and Joshua Carty is the other free agent kickers.
He's not
that many out there.
To be fair,
no, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely try and get Carlson if you'd like to go over here. Don't forget though, he's been kicking in a dome, hasn't he? So it's a bit
true. Yeah, there is that.
Is he going to be accurate outdoors a lot? I don't know. I know he plays outdoors, but you know.
Yeah, agreed. Hermit Rob again. He's in it. He said, "I hope they can fill the defensive hole through free agents so we can draft some blue chip offensive players, have zippy talent and skill positions." We'll get into that, mate, because that was one of my points. We will get through that. But yeah, it's one of them things. Well, big news, obviously, on the tag deadline. The tag deadline came and went, Scouse, on the 3rd at 1600 or 4 p.m. Eastern, whichever way you want to play it. 4 players were tagged. That was Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens, Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts, Jets running back Breece Hall, and Colts QB Daniel Jones got the transition tag at $37.83 million, which is it's $6 million cheaper than the franchise tag for a QB. It gives Jones the opportunity to sign for another team, and the Colts would have to match it with whatever somebody came in with for the transition tag there. No surprises on any of them getting franchise tagged and tagged away. I think they were all probably going to get tagged. Maybe Breece Hall could have made it to free agency, but again,
he's too talented to let him walk.
Yeah, I was never going to think he was going to get there.
Yeah. He's not old, you know what I mean? It's not like he's on the way out type thing now. But again, those are the guys that I was interested in. The Breece Halls, even Kyle Pitts, I would have took it as well. But
players not tagged, which have now meant they move into free agency. I mean, I've noted a few here, and then you can tell me what you think of them. So Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker, Colts wide receiver Alec Pierce,
tick.
Chargers D end off Odafe Owe, absolutely would love him in this team. Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson,
a lot better than what we've got. So all these guys are good.
Jags running back Travis Etienne
again. Either one of those two, Walker or him. I'd pick one of them definitely.
Seahawks defensive end Boye Mafe, who I'm really, really high on as well this year, and Saints cornerback Alontae Taylor, who's probably going to be the highest rated corner out there in free agency. Other released players, I think, worth a punt. These are players who've just been released. Mekhi Becton, guard. Could he be an upgrade at left guard? Don't know. Started off as obviously he's a tackle at the Philly, then he went to the Chargers last year. But he's a first round pick. Is it a redemption project?
Like 6'7" or something, isn't he? He's massive.
Yeah. So at left guard instead of Paul, maybe he could do a job next to Tunsil. Kyler Murray. We're not interested in Kyler Murray, but it's interesting to see.
I'll give him a $10 a week.
Cornelius Lucas.
He's still going
around. Still going, dude. I only put him on there because I knew it was like, Cornelius Lucas. Now, one I would probably be interested in is Bobby Okereke, New York Giants linebacker. I knew he was due to make a lot of money this year. It's a cap casualty, very good Very good linebacker, will linebacker out there, obviously with the Giants. Lloyd Cushenberry, center from the Titans. It's actually an upgrade, in my opinion, on Biadish. If you can go out and get him, he's a free agent.
Well, he's gone. So get Allegretti, mate. Any center at the moment is available better than him. So anyone's upgrade a center. So
DMV born Stephon Diggs, wide receiver at the Patriots. What are your thoughts?
Maybe the guy before he blew his ACL, maybe that.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, but not now. I don't think he's. I mean, he'd still be solid wide receiver too, but we need
Darnell Mooney, wide receiver, Falcons. Don't know.
Again, he's better than what we've got. So all these upgrades,
apart from Terry, obviously,
that's how much lack of talent we've got. That all those guys you meant, even guys who are kind of potentially past it, like Diggs and stuff, are still better upgrades than what we've got. Still better players.
And the final one, this is called what I call release players worth a punt. The final one I just put on here is a bit of I don't know about this. It's Jonathan Allen, Vikings. Probably not going to come back here, but hey, it is what it is. One we've been linked with, Scouts, and I think is probably a really good trade piece. So there's a trade move here. Been linked with him. Don't think we've got anything that we can trade. Could potentially trade a next season pick, a future third rounder. I think what the asking price is. It's Vikings defensive end Jonathan Grenard. He's 28 years old, Pro Bowler from 2024. Looking at his stats when he was with Houston, so he went from Houston to Minnesota. I'll just look at the last 3 seasons. So we'll go from 2023 onwards. 15 games played in 2023, 50 total tackles, 12.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. 2024, 17 games, 59 tackles, 12 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. And then 2025, he only played 12 games. He had a hip flexor injury, 38 tackles, but still got 3 sacks and 1 forced fumble. I mean, overall, his stats, looking at his entire career, 78 games played, 217 total tackles, 138 solos, 79 assisted tackles, 38 sacks, 8 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery and 1 touchdown. This is a dude, and he's not going to cost you a huge amount of money. I mean, looking at his contract, his cap hit this year was $22.1 million. Now, that's not expecting that it's going to be the same coming across here, but you would take that contract on. So a top-end edge rusher, you're probably paying that anyway. I mean, the tag for edge was 26 mil this year, so it's less than what you're going to get on the tag. And then 2027 is due 22.3 million. But there's a potential out at the end of this year. So even if you've got him on a 1-year rental, you can get rid of him if you wanted to, or you can change it again for next year, redesign his contract and go from there. Maybe backload it. There's lots of things you can do there.
I mean, at 22 mil, it's obviously a lot of money, but it's not crazy money like you mentioned for a DN who's productive, and he's still not too old. You know what I mean?
No, 28. No, he's not.
I think he's in his prime, really, at 20 years old. So.
Cost a third round pick, but I don't want to give up 71 this year. Do you know what I mean? We have no picks left at all.
But do you think though they would take third round next year, or they'll probably go the second round next year? Because I'm waiting a year for that pick. You know what I mean?
Or a third and a fifth, something like that. The equivalency to a second.
I mean, to be fair, why not? Is the key.
I do it. Yeah.
He's an upgrade. He's a big upgrade, and we got the money to do it. So why not? And as you say, we've got a year out. If you want to get out of it, we can get out of it. If he's awful, which, to be fair, he probably won't be. But again, the only difference is, let's say his production went down by quite a lot. I know he was hurt for 4 games, wasn't it? Something like that. He played 12 games, so he lost 5 games. So he lost 5 games, which a hip flexor, I'd say that, that's not long lasting. That's not like an ACL. You know what I mean? So. As in take you a year to get back to normal, some of that thing. So injury history should be okay from that angle. So why not? Why not?
Agreed.
I mean, we tend to miss anyway in the draft so far what AP's done, especially in the second and third. So yeah, why not?
I had a little bit of a dig here at some good value free agents, or what I think would be good value free agents going in here. We're talking about depth, not talking about splash signings. We're talking about what we're going to do. Rod's got a great point there. He says Grenard knows Jones's system. That's it. You know what I mean? Exactly that. That's kind of what we're going to see.
That might be his leader. That might be the leader guy that he needs, to send that system across to the players, and they can teach rather than just him teaching, as in the players do it as well.
Some good value free agents I've got on is Sebastian Joseph Day from the Titans. He's 30. D lineman with links to our coaching staff. So Eric Henderson, the defensive line coached him for 3 years with the Rams. He can play on the edge, but he can also switch in the 3-4, which is Jones's new system. He can play in there as well. Cade Mays, Carolina Panthers. That's probably one of my top free agent signings, or I'd like to get. He is a center with them. 6th round pick from 2022. Carved out a really good career for himself. 27 starts in 52 games. Emerges of a consistent starter last year. Only allowed 11 pressures and 0 sacks last year. That's a good center upgrade. Likelihood, he plays for the Panthers at the minute.
Panthers, right?
Yeah, but he's a free agent, so he is straight into free agency this year. Cade Mays, he's called, 26 years old. So you know what I mean. That's a decent starter. About $6.5 million is what his market value is on Spot Racks. So we're looking at that. That's not too bad. Zion Johnson, left guard out of the Chargers, played exclusively at left guard the last 3 seasons. Efficiency ratings, good. Career high efficiency rating last year of 97.7 according to PFF, with a career low pressures allowed of just 3. Again, if someone like Chris Paul's commanding 10 mil a year, you can get this guy for 4. That's an upgrade for me. And then you've still got Brandon Coleman as a swing guard, stroke, can play left tackle. You know what I mean? So there's a bit of flexibility there if you want, in from behind it. Tight ends wise that people aren't really talking about. We obviously want to see. There's Isaiah Likely's, the Chigakonkwo's. We'll get into that, I suppose. But Charlie Kohler, who's also at the Baltimore Ravens, he's like their 3rd choice tight end at the minute. He caught 73.2% of his targets. He's not considered, obviously, a premier pass-catching tight end, but he can do the blocking. He can do the blocking side of it as well. Even with him on the field, you're not going to know what you're kind of up to. I'm not saying this is a tight end 1. I'm saying this is a depth piece potentially that you could sign. Maybe say a Colson Yankov back on a practice squad, mate. But we'll see.
Potentially. I think because I understand the need to fill the holes for the backup roles first before the holes, but it's kind of like, for me, I always said you should always. I think for me, first you should start top to bottom. So look for your 1s first, and then go down the list. Then, do you know what I mean? Cole's like okay, he's okay, but he wouldn't be a tight end 1 in anyone's team. I say a depth piece, I get it, but again, you've already got a good blocker, and he's still leave another couple of years on his contract. He's got, and then you've got obviously the surprise Kyle Juszczyk type wannabe that AP thinks he is, and obviously we don't use him that way in Ben Sinnott. So it's kind of like, okay then. And then you've got obviously Yankov as well. Yeah, I mean, you could say the depth pieces are already there. You really need the tight end.
I think the tight end room's okay. Yeah, you know what I mean? I really do.
You need that different level guy. You know what I mean? Where I was hoping Sinnott would be that, but I just don't think he's progressing the way I want. Now, again, is that just purely scheme? Is that because of Kingsbury messing them up? I don't know. But again, now that Ertz is not here, unless he comes back, which I don't recommend, being honest. He's 36, 37, isn't he? And he's coming off an ACL, which realistically, he won't be back until halfway through the season anyway. And if he is back earlier, he's rushing it, right? So higher chance of failure, re-injury, all the rest of it, right? So I'm staying way clear of Ertz, unfortunately. Been solid for us, but nah, not anymore. And yeah, so we've got to go and get a tight end 1. For me, you just got to go and do it. It's either in the draft, or you got to do it, or you got to do it properly.
I think you've got to do it in free agency. I really do. I mean, looking at it, there's ones out there. There's Cade Otton out there who I still think would be a good tight end 1 for this team. Isaiah Likely, Chigakonkwo, they're kind of your top 2.
Yeah, and Njoku as well. Isn't Njoku there?
Njoku's out there too. Yeah, he's a free agent.
Older, but he's solid. Yeah.
So, but where do you go with that? Do you say, because the way I look at free agency now is we've been the oldest team in the NFL last year. We've been old for a long time. It worked in 2024 with the free agents that we got, but we all noticed last year this team was too old. So what I've kind of done in my own mind is say anyone over the age of like 29, unless they are right on that verge and you're thinking, you know what, yeah, we could definitely get away with you, I ain't signing you because you need to be 26, 27. Those people who are looking for second contracts, that's kind of where we want to be.
The thing is, they tend to cost more because.
Oh yeah, of course they do. Absolutely. We've got the money. We've got the money to spend, Scouts. That's the problem. Listen, we worked it out there. When you add in the reason I put the show title as 90 million cap space, we're at 86 million at the moment. If give or take, if you include Algretti's rework deal, you're probably nearly 88 mil. Then you go, okay, these few signings that we've done today probably drops you back down to about 81. Then you see, right, okay, Tunsil's going to get his deal. You're back at 90 mil. Now, 90 mil, in what you should have against the 51, which is what is effective cap space, that means you can play your draft class out of that. You're always going to need 20 million just because you might need to sign people off the streets. You've got to pay your practice squad. You've got to do other bits and pieces. You need a bit of rollover money every year to move on to the next year. If we are not spending $70 million this year, there's an issue. There is an issue.
That'll tell us. Do you think one or two things, wouldn't it? It'll tell us.
People don't want to come here is one of them.
One is
AP.
AP has a number for you if he doesn't like, and if you don't like it, he's walking. Which means that you're not going to get the top tier talent because he's always been a bit stingy. Oh, he has. Let's face it. He treated Terry like shit. He really did to what he did to him. So made him do what he had to do to try and force a contract and all the rest of it. That really ruined Terry's legacy over here as well. A lot of fans give up on him after he did all that shit, but AP forced him into that. Terry never did that the first time round. You see what I mean? So you know what Terry's normally like. So this is an AP thing. So again, this is kind of like, yeah, okay.
That's a good clapback, Scott. I'll give you that. He says, but AP was given an A grade by the players.
Yeah, well, because he's a nice guy, and the guys that he signed, they're obviously the ones that are happy because he signed them for the money that he said he's worth. You know what I mean? So the guys who were there, obviously guys he's paid.
I think the major contract issue with Terry was an issue. You know what I mean, with AP, and I hope he's learned from that, and I hope that Tunsil doesn't take
that's why Tunsil was caught out in DC most recently watching the basketball game, I think.
Yeah, he was. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. One of the two. But he was out there and giving them waves to the fans and stuff because they put him on the big screen.
The big jumbo, yeah, I saw that.
So if he's here, that means what's he talking contracts?
Well, he's his own representative as well. So something.
So this is good. Yeah. That's better from AP. Get it done early. Don't fuck around. You know what I mean? So that's better.
Going into it then, obviously we are I hate this word, legal tampering. It's either legal or it's not. Do you know what I mean? What are you trying to say here? If you can make a word that doesn't make sense, then make it. You know what I mean? It's either tampering or it's not. But basically, Monday becomes the legal tampering period. Wednesday is officially free agency opening. What are your go-to positions that you want filled, and do you have any players in mind that you really want to sign?
Yeah, obviously, there's plenty of dudes that we want. For me, one of my first ones in all my sign a little bit left. Well, not a little bit left field. Isaiah Likely.
Yeah,
tight end. Guys I'm going for. He's one of the first guys. Why? Because he can take the ball to the house. And we don't have guys like that on offense.
And he can block well, so you don't know what you're going to do when he comes on the field. That's the other thing. So is it a run play? Is it a pass play? We can't tell.
Block as well. Yeah, so he's not an elite block, but he's a solid blocker. So again, it doesn't give your offense a tell to the defense, which again, good signs. So for me, it's kind of like he's one of the first guys I'm picking up the phone to. Also as well, I mean. I'd have a quick chat with Pat Surtain and say, "Hey, Pat, fancy coming over here, mate?"
It's nice. He ain't going to do that. Obviously.
I know he's not going anywhere.
He's contracted. But middle linebacker, are you looking at any linebackers? Or are you looking at?
I say, yeah. I mean, Bobby O's okay. I mean, I'd take him. I'd have a go with that, but again, depends on the price for him. But again, these are the guys that be looking at. In the first half hour, these are the guys I'm calling. how much you want, all that. Is it realistic? Is it not? And if it's not, don't even continue to barter with them because they're not going to come down by too much.
Yeah, you see, I don't really want it. I don't want Devin Lloyd. I'm not bothered about that. I mean, it's going to be costing too much money. Quay Walker's one I'm looking at 100%. I'd like Quay Walker. Nick Cross is another one out of in Indianapolis who isn't going to cost you the earth. He is well worth a look at as well at linebacker. And then obviously edge. You know what I mean? Edge is, we know where the issue's been for years, Scouse. Me and you both sat at the draft last year going, that's not an edge rusher. What's happening here? Where's the edge rushers gone?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Adafe weighs one that I want to see. Joseph Asai potentially is another one I want to see. Clayson isn't too bad.
Yeah, I'll be looking into say Grenard.
Hendrickson, too much?
It depends how much he wants.
Yeah, I'm with you. Maffei as well. Maffei and Chase on.
If he's around that 18-20 mark for Hendrickson, I probably would. But again, if he wants way more than that, I'd be like, so. But yeah, Chason's a good player as well.
He is. He's 20 and he's only 27. Chat, put in the chat right now, everybody who's in here, and thank you all for being with us. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to do the old like and subscribe and hype and all that rubbish. And we appreciate you being here. Put in the chat who your number one signing would be and what position that you want to see, and we'll discuss that in a second. Yeah, for me it's edge. Adafe Owe, someone like that. Maffei Maffei's a great player. For the Seahawks, he really is a great player. He will work in that 3-4 defense as well. And we do. You're right, Hermit. We need players in their prime or entering their prime. Yeah, Maffei, Chase on the side. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand what Hermie Rob's saying there about Hendrickson. I think is what he's talking about there. He's too old. And he is. He's 31, isn't he? 31.
Scott G says Walker, linebacker. Yeah, Quay Walker, great shout. I totally agree with you. Side to side, doesn't have problems in coverage, tackles well. Give it all day, every day.
These guys you want, but these guys are going to cost. So, you better get your hand in your pocket, AP. You better not try and fucking down. Oh, I know there's always room for negotiation, but just a little bit. Don't fuck around.
That's it.
Get the guy you really want and give him the fucking dollar. Get him signed the same day you see him. You know what I mean? Correct. Like, you ever see the guys who come into the room and we go, how the fuck has he left the building without a contract? What's going on there? We don't want that shit anymore.
So on Rod's point here, Rod put a good point in. This is what I was going to get into. So it's almost like a seamless link here, Rod. You've done really well. If we get the needs in free agent, would you take a running back or a wide receiver at 7? The more and more I think about this, the more and more I am inclined to look at someone like Carnell Tate. I don't think it's bad. And the reason behind it, and we have a question from Tim Towner, which I'll also read out now and I'll get into. He said, let's see how long I can make this question. He said, number one, is drafting an edge your number one draft focus? Right now, yes. In draft, right now, it is David Bailey, right? Is kind of where I want to go. He says, 2, if David Bailey is gone, would you then draft Arvell Reese at 7? Even though he's never been involved in had a turnover during his time at Ohio State University. Not for me, but he is. If he's there, yes, don't mind it as a pick. If Bailey and Reese are gone, would you then take Ruben Bain, even though his arms are shorter than a perennial T-Rex? Yeah, I mean, again, he has got short arms, but he can ball rush. Is he a D tackle? Is he an edge rusher? He's mental for Miami. He had a very, very good season heading into the championship, and I don't think his arms are a problem. I initially said, I don't know. I'm not too sure on that because his arms are measured too small. But would I take him? Yeah.
I like the guy who's got good bend. You know what I mean? You can bend around and when he's doing.
So that's David Bailey's that guy.
Yeah.
Then.
So that's the guy. If the other guys can't do, I mean, I've not really zoned in on those the specific skill sets. But if only Bailey's that kind of guy, then I don't want the other ones. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, then if Bailey's off the board, like he mentions, then I'm looking at another area. I'm looking.
Sonny Styles.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there, I think he'll go earlier. Being honest,
I think he'll go 5. I think the Giants.
He did that. Especially Bobby O going as well from the Giants.
Yeah, there you go. Makes sense. Makes absolute sense.
Definitely. And you say he is going to be. I think he's going to be a top draw player, Styles. But the combine definitely put up his grade. I think it definitely moved from, say, the 10, 12 to like the 5, from his combine.
What was it? The highest vertical jump ever. What did he run? A 4.3 something? It was mental.
Yeah,
he was crazy.
He wasn't slow, put it that way. And even his brother was pretty quick as well, to be fair. He was in there.
Yeah, they were. His brother did really well as well. Point 5, he says on this, is at this point, if there's no more edge players worth taking at 7, do you change your focus to either Caleb Downs or Mansour Delane, which we talked about before, or Sonny Styles, or do you take a wide receiver, or do you trade back? But if you have the pick, you have to pick one of those options, and you only have 10 minutes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, streak of 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes now. So
yeah, I mean,
Love.
Yeah, I mean, if think about it, if he said there, if you've actually got the needs taken in free agency,
that's it.
Then you're looking at the best player available. Yeah,
yeah, of course you are.
No matter where you are. Yeah. So I mean, running back. I mean, if it is Love, if Love's there at 7, I think you pull the trigger. If you're looking at defense,
Mansour Delane,
and we can't go down. I mean, what my perfect drafting would be come down and get Mansour Delane later on.
At 12 or something like that, yeah. But
early teens, something like that. I think you can get Delane there, and I think if you can get even just a second rounder back or something like that, that'd be beautiful.
That's exactly my scenario, Will. That was exactly on my mind. The Chiefs pick at 9, I think. 8 is the Saints. We're at 7. So you trade back and potentially pick up number 41 off the Chiefs. Maybe give them 71 for that 41, and then they give you something in the hundreds.
Yeah, Chiefs,
I don't know, because the Chiefs will want Love. That is a certainty for running back. But the Saints will also want Love too. So you hope that there's kind of a fighting. So Saints pick straight after us 8, and the Chiefs pick 9.
So we're perfect then, aren't we, to come up 2 spots there to come and take Love? Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
I believe. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll check this. I think they've got 41. I think Kansas City. Which, if you can pick up a second rounder, yeah, amazing. But I don't think you would.
If only dropping down 2 spots, I'll take that deal all day long.
Yeah, but you're not going to take a. They're not going to give you a second rounder for that. I think
if they're that desperate to get Love, that's the price. See what I mean? So that would be interesting. That.
I don't know, mate. I just look at it and think, what we trying to do here?
I get the point there. I get from him Rob as well. He's saying, no,
Jaden needs Love. That's you're right.
I get it, man. I get that. We definitely need more playmakers on offense. Running back, receiver, tight end who can take it to the house. No, we need a lot on offense still. I mean, a lot on defense. As I'm saying, this team is full of holes. So
KC currently have 9, 29, 40, 74, 109. So I would not be surprised to see a trade something like 771 for 9, 40, and 109. That's kind of.
I could live with that. Dropping down 2 spots. I'm going to get 2 extra picks. Oh no, 1 extra pick because we're swapping
1 extra pick. 109.
And then
you get you get a second rounder, a high second rounder at 40.
Yeah. And you're still going to get
but you're not getting your third. You're not getting your third rounder. You're not getting 70. You're losing that one. You're going down to 109. Is the next one, which is a bit of a drop off after that. So it swings around about. But I don't think the Chiefs would just give up that pick straight away and say, "Here's our second rounder as well."
I think if Love's still on the board, I think there will be
Unless they panic, yeah.
And if they think Saints are going to go for him, and that means that they'll have to shoot above them. Which means
because I honestly think Bailey's gone at 2. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and the other thing here, we've not talked about it, right? And I know I'm putting it out in the world, and I know I'm probably talking absolute shite. And you can call me out in the chat if you want and say, yeah, you're wrong, you're completely wrong. How many times have we seen a draft class where we go, everything's written in stone? The first pick's always written in stone. Oh, the draft doesn't start till 3. The draft doesn't. Cam Ward, for example, last year, right? It happened. It was Cam Ward. Every single person is putting Fernando Mendoza in as number 1.
Yep.
I'm looking at this and saying, hang on a minute. Look at the QBs that are now out there as free agents. Kyler Murray, You got Kirk Cousins out there as well as a free agent. You've got other quarterbacks that are becoming available. Does someone Tua Tagovailoa is going to be a free agent? Does Vegas push the can down the road again and say, let's pick up a veteran quarterback and say, like I say, a Kyler Murray or someone like that, and say, let's run with you. We've got Ashton Genty to play. We've got Brock Bowers to play. And then they pick up a David Bailey.
Well, especially if they're going to give away Max Crosby, being that.
That's what I mean. There's Max as well. Yeah, there you go.
There's been a lot of talk about him. People offered. Oh. I think Dallas offered 2 firsts, and he said no. You want 2 firsts for a player?
The Bears have got 2 firsts on the table apparently right now.
Yeah, they want 2 firsts and a player. And then we came in and went a first and a third.
So they say.
AP, bro. That's AP, bro.
What can we give them? What can we give them? We can't give them anything.
Even 2 firsts wouldn't get it done because, as I say, they want 2 firsts and a player, and they've been offered 2 firsts already, and they've said no. So, it's kind of a.
I'm not saying that, Will. I'm not. Will saying none of those shitty free agent QBs even going to get a sniff over the Raiders for Mendoza. That is totally fine. I will be the first to admit I do not watch college football. Hands up, don't watch it. Not interested in any way, shape, or form because I don't have an alma mater. I haven't got anyone because I'm from this side of the pond. We don't have colleges over. We don't have an affiliation to a college, so it's very difficult to sit there and go, right, what college football team am I going to watch? But from what I've read and what I've seen, Mendoza will be probably a top 15 quarterback in this league. That's okay if you want to be a top 15 quarterback. But is that worth the first overall pick?
I think that's his ceiling. I don't think he can get any better than that, as in in his career. I don't think he'd be more than top 15 QB. But again, a lot of first rounders, first, second round picks even have been shocking. So, it's kind of like anything to crash you.
They have been. Ryan Leaf.
No, he's tall. Yeah, Ryan Leaf, number 2 overall. God awful, so.
Trubisky.
Yeah. There's loads of them, man. There's loads of them out there.
There's loads out there. There's loads out there.
And it's just because of the draft class. But everyone always overvalues a quarterback. Always do.
They do. But there's nobody in competition for him. I mean, you had Ty Simpson. That was about it. He's going
to be a third rounder, probably.
Probably, maybe mid-second rounder at best.
I think late second round, unless someone's desperate, as you say, unless again goes up high up on the list. But yeah, man, it's kind of that's the thing. You see, it's like teams feel like they need to fucking get something just in case. Especially if you've got a team. If you have got a team with Geno Smith. Who's just not it. But don't forget, though, the offensive line for the Raiders is absolutely awful. Like, even Wiley would look good there, yeah? So that's how bad they are, right? Genty was getting hit 5 yards in the backfield before. As soon as he got the ball, he was getting hit. I mean, it was crazy how bad their offensive line is. And Geno was running for his life every game. So it's kind of... So again, I understand that do you get the quarterback and then you try and hopefully build the offensive line because that's what they'll probably try and do if you do move on Crosby. I don't think they'd go Bailey. I don't think they'd go defense. I mean, if they do, for example, say they stay at 1, say they pick Mendoza, which they probably should do. They keep that. Then they get rid of Crosby for 2 firsts, right? So you're probably going to get at least 1 first this year, right? So the other first rounder, you've got to be looking at an lineman. You've got to be looking at it because it's
yeah. Spencer Fano or someone like that.
It's so bad. Like it's so bad. But again, that's an instant upgrade. You've got a better quarterback, like to think anyway, and you've got at least one, hopefully a tackle that you've picked. With that other one. So I think it's Colton Miller there. I think he's the only one who's all right. He's in the half decent over there.
Francis Mauinoa's the top tackle, isn't he? Caleb Lomu as well. Potentially from Utah's another top tackle out there. So there's a few, but it's interesting. I mean, this is I agree with Hermit here as well. Hermit Robbie says, I think AP fills as many defensive holes as he can through free agency and gives JD an offensive toy. You heard it here first. Mate, this is what I was talking to you about before. Would Carnell Tate or somebody like that or Makai Lemon be there at 7? Most likely. If these defensive players are going to go, your Arvell Reeses, your Ruben Baines, your David Bailey, Sonny Styles, There's 4. Then we've got Mendoza as well. That's 5. Caleb Downs. That's 6. There's 6 players who potentially gone before we even looked at the board. You look at the board then and go, shit, what are we going to do? Mm-hmm. That's why, for me, trading back, if someone wants to trade with you and picking up a Mansour Delane would be an awesome pick, in my opinion, if you can get some compensation back, because he is as lockdown gets for me. Yeah. He is a great player. But I'm not opposed to taking a weapon, because we have to look at it in 2 ways here. If you're a GM or you're a cap guy, or you love how the roster machinations work like I do, I'm looking at this and saying, what are your 2 highest paid players on this team? Your edge rushers, you've got your wide receivers, and your tackles are clearly obviously higher paid, and outside of QB, I mean. Take QB out of it, and we're going, right, Laramie Tunsil's paid. All my other tackles are either on rookie deals or Sam Cosmi's already been paid. Great. Probably going to pay a center some description in the free agency as well. Happy days. Offensive line, do not have to worry about it. What else do I need to worry about?
Still struggling left guard.
I know, yeah. Terry, okay. Right, well, he's probably only going to play for this team next year. Sad to say, but if you look at his cap number next year, it's like 30 million. We're not doing that.
An AP ain't going to renegotiate a decent deal unless Terry was.
We have an out at the end of this year on Terry. Unfortunately, this is it. This is
probably going to go. So
then you're going, well, who can I get in? Because what you don't want to be doing is going, right, well, I've got to get 2 receivers now. You know what I mean? So
it's tricky, man. It's tricky, isn't it? Because we need a wide receiver too as well. As I say, we need 2 right now, really. I mean, I think. But I understand where you're coming from with the potentially going for a receiver in the draft.
Tell me, Scott. Then you said, you just said how great he is. You expect him to be there when you trade back. I do expect him to be there, Mansour Delane. Tell me then, where would he go in the top? Where would he go in the top 10? Where would he go in the top 10?
Besides, like people like Sauce and Pat Surtain, I don't think anybody's even gone in the top 10 for a long time at corner. So it's kind of, it's just unfortunately, it's one of them things that the top corners do tend to drop down.
One team's taken a quarterback, we think, as Las Vegas nailed on. That's happened, right? Then you have 6 teams before us who are probably looking at edge rushers, maybe a tackle, maybe a Sonny Styles. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying to you. Where are you going to go with that? If we trade back to 10, we might be all right. Might still get him, but you're not going to get much compensation. If you're in the mid-teens, you're probably not going to get him. He's probably going to be gone. Maybe the Rams, someone like that, might pick him up. Or
yeah, I mean, I think they're saying in the chat. I think they're saying that legitimately he's probably going to be a top 10. He's probably going to go to the Dolphins.
Maybe.
But again, the Dolphins have got a lot of holes. They need a quarterback. so there's loads of different things going on there.
Bengals are at 10, Dolphins 11, Cowboys at 12, then LA are at 13. I mean, you don't want to be trading around 15. You don't want to be doing that.
That's a valid point, though. I just realized, KC just
true. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. They did. Well, Thornhill, wasn't it? Where did he go to?
That wasn't Thornhill.
Who was it? Who got traded?
Yeah.
It wasn't Trent McDuffie, was it?
Yeah. They just got rid of him. Here we go.
Oh, it was McDuffie. Yeah, it was McDuffie. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I did see it flash through.
Yeah. So that just changed the game a little bit, because now Casey can go 2 ways. He could potentially wait for Delane at 9, or try and go to get Love, depending on how desperate they are. Because Love won't go past the Saints. Either we'll take him or they'll take him. So I can't see him going lower than 8.
Oh, he's gone to the Rams, hasn't he? Trent McDuffie.
Yeah, for like 3 picks. I think it's 3 picks.
Yeah, they got 29. That's right. They did get 29. Thank you, Scott. So interesting then. So then the Rams don't need a corner. I mean, could Love slip down the draft here?
I don't see him going lower than 8. I don't see him going lower. I think Saints will take him. I think if he's there at 8, Saints take him. I think so. This is where KC have got to make that decision of like, do they want to come up to 7 to take over from the Saints and be really desperate for Love, or they can leave. Hopefully, Saints do something stupid and he falls to them at 9, or they'll take the corner. You see what I mean? So at least they've got 2 really nice options there at 9, haven't they? You know
yeah, absolutely.
You know what's really impressive with the combine, though?
Go on.
the other running back for who plays with Love? The JV something with the. One sec, I've got it written down somewhere. But I thought he was excellent.
Running back.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry for the silence here
Price.
about this.
Pierce or Price, is it? Yeah,
Pierce.
I thought he was superb, man. So smooth in his right run. I think he could be the next.
Oh, Jadarian Price. Yeah, Jadarian Price. Thank you.
Jadarian Price. Yeah, Price.
Notre Dame. Running back.
Play with Love in the same team. Yeah, and everyone's giving Love all the love, and our guys getting that, and Price is getting nothing. And I thought he was outstanding at the combine. I think he's a better route runner than Love. I mean, it's like, oof, he's no joke. I think he'd be really nice, a nice fit for.
Yeah, it was the Bills, mate. He's gone to by the looks of it. Oh, thank you, Will. Again, you're well over the NFL news. Obviously, you must have Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter on repeat on X.
He was elite
kickoff returner. Ooh, okay,
we need some of that as well. We need some of that.
We do. You're right. Tim Towner, second question, mate. He says, "What do you do at QB?" He said, "Will Mariota return as a veteran backup? If not him, then who you got? Do you use a pick on a QB? If so, who you got?" Garrett Nussmeiler, I hope that's how you pronounce his name, from LSU, has declared for the draft. He already has a relationship with JD5 and could fill the role Hartman had. Or do you bring in several undrafted free agents? And then he says, and let us know if you have any despots in the world that you want to clean up for you. Thanks for that. We're not getting into the politics on the show. If you've got any spare naval warships that you'd like to give us that are not sat in dry dock in Portsmouth that can actually protect an air base that I used to be based at, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thanks, Keir Starmer. Sorry, I went all political there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm saying if any American people are listening, I'm sorry. I'm actually feeling embarrassed to be English at the moment. I really do. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I don't go too much into it, but
we're not going to that. You'll have to subscribe to the old Patreon for that. But we'll we don't have a Patreon, by the way. We don't. But no. What are we going to do at QB? That's the question for QB2 backup. I mean, for me, I want to see someone like a Tyrod Taylor or a Mitch Trubisky come in. Mitch Trubisky's still can be a bit mobile. He's older head, not going to cost you a huge amount of money. Mariota's going to cost too much money, man. He might even want to start somewhere. May end up with the Rams with Cliff, something like that.
How many teams would you say right now have got a starting QB slot available? Do you think that Mariota might go? Oh, I wouldn't mind going there. Type of thing.
No, the Browns. Shador. I mean, the Browns will probably do that. They've got about 15 QBs there, so you
still got the Dodge guy as well.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Who else have you got? A few, man. They've got.
I don't mean Cleveland. I mean in general. Like, how many true QB1 positions are available right now? Obviously Raiders. Obviously, they're going to go Mendoza. So that's probably going to be off. And then who else? The Miami Dolphins need one.
Miami, that's it. Yeah.
So I mean, could fit there. I don't know about
that. No, I don't think they'd even want to look at someone like that. Minnesota, maybe.
Well,
Cardinals. Cardinals, Jets.
Cardinals potentially
Jets.
Cardinals. Jets, well, yeah, I mean, they'll take any quarterback, won't they?
Falcons, that's a good shout, White Will, as well. He's saying the Falcons, but
I don't know. Penix isn't right. I mean, potentially, you don't know.
Penix, how long is he out for?
This is his third ACL in the same knee. It's not good, bro.
Talk to me about that. What do you do? That's your field of expertise. Talk to me about what you do from a musculoskeletal point of view if you have 3 ACLs in the same knee. Clearly, you'll have done a hamstring graft. Do you then go patella tendon? What are you doing after that?
Cadaver.
Oh, is that what it is? Is it?
You do, yeah. You go cadaver.
You're getting an ACL off a dead body.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the show. This because you can't keep going into the hamstrings.
Steelers, yeah, that's a good shout as well.
And a lot of times as well, what they might do is, especially if you're an athlete as well, they might not do patella tendon straight away. They might just go cadaver on the second go round. Because Because obviously it's like anything. If you mess with another tendon of the other good knee, the healthy knee, well then obviously now you've made that one a bit dodgy.
Well, that's what you're saying here, Will. So 3 ACLs in his right knee and 1 on his left.
I'd say, he also does his ACL on his other knee as well, as you just mentioned. Yeah, so his ACLs are pretty naff. So he's probably sticking with cadaver right now. But to be fair, though, they're pretty good. Pretty good. Like, so, yeah. But again, we'll have to see if there's. I think that the only way they've got for him now is a cadaver anyway. And they're sure he's had.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting.
So he'd be out for, but it's still the usual time frame of rehab and stuff like that.
Do you want Marcus back? I mean, I wouldn't mind Marcus back. I'm not saying don't do it. It's just the money.
Back. Yeah, just the money. I'll take him back. Yeah, or say maybe what Henry Bob says there. Maybe give him a 2-year deal instead of a 1, but maybe make it a bit lower. No, 10 mil over 2 years, 10 mil per year, 2 years, rather than I want 14, 15 mil for 1.
So he took 8, didn't he? He took 8 last year, and I think the first year he was 5.5.
Was it? Yeah. So again, he's probably going to want at least 10 or more. If he wants to start somewhere, he's probably going to look at 15, 18, something like that.
10 mil's a lot even for a backup QB. That's ridiculous.
Oh, think about it this way. Think of the Falcons. They had Kirk Cousins as backup, and they were paying him fucking 100 mil. So
I know.
So 10 mil a year is not too bad. You think about it that way.
Yeah, but we ain't got the money to. Yeah, we ain't got the money to be pissing about with that. I don't think. Rod's got a question, and he says, we've already done that one. So cheers, Rod. Thank you for putting that one in. We did talk about that. Richard Cameron, he put a question into a shout out to Richard. He said, are the Commanders now trying to build a stable, younger roster this offseason, or are they just reshuffling parts again? Thoughts?
Well, at the moment, it's the latter. At the moment, that's all they've done is reshuffle parts. So same players, same dudes. No needle movers, nothing yet. Now, again, understand we haven't started free agency yet, so no, I'm not panicking just yet. But it would be nice to just be linked with a real name, somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody that can get us excited. Do
you ever notice though that all these players who are either injury hit or are maybe over the hill, shall we say, or are towards the back end of their career, they're always linked with us, aren't they?
Yeah,
32-year-old Tyreek Hill. You're like, Tyreek Hill with no leg. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cheers.
Because we're the graveyard of older players. It's just what we can't do.
We can't do anything else. I think it's a bit of both, as Rod says this year. It's tampering hasn't even opened, so we can't even talk to anyone yet. You can hear rumors.
Trades have happened already.
Trades are happening. Nothing's official. Trades are not official as of yet.
So is it tampering season right now? Technically, it is.
It's tampering season at the combine. Everyone knows that.
100%. That's the reason why it's there.
Everyone knows that. Huh? Just get rid of this. Just get rid of this nonsense. Legal tampering.
Yeah,
it's either tampering or it's not.
Yeah, you can speak to them from this date onwards. That's it. Done. That's it. No. Exactly. You've got 3 days to speak to agents. No. Just let it go. Whatever date it is, that's it.
You're right. Illegal tampering is not legal tampering. Exactly, Will. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. But Richard, to answer your question, I think we are trying to get younger. We saw that in AP's press conference at the end of the start of the season, coming into this new season. He did say we need to get younger. I agree with him. We need to get younger completely. It's one of them. Put that back up again there, Scouse. I didn't see that. It said Rod said I was embarrassing or something. Yeah. Scott, it's embarrassing being British vet at the moment. Yeah, agree, mate. We're both vets, and we can both attest to that.
Saying my takes are nuts, mate. He's a better route runner than Price is a better route runner than Love. You'll see in the NFL. I'm telling you now. Love's excellent. Don't get me wrong, but he's smoother. This guy's smoother. It's nice. I'd love to take something like that.
Yeah, we can't make any trades. We can't make any trades, Scott. You're absolutely right. We haven't got any picks. So it's we did that last year. We did that last year. But what I'm saying is the tampering period, it could start now. You could always, when you're in a room with other GMs, when you're in the room with other people, you've got to be asking the questions, who's available, who have you got on the chopping block, who have you got this, would you take next year's picks? That's the sort of thing I'd expect our team to be doing. Not necessarily, are you going to use this guy as a cap casualty? That's kind of what I'm doing. But there you go. It is what it is. Scott G's first question. He said, who will win the kicking competition between Scotty and Jesse from the Bunker Stroke Bleeding Burnley podcast? Will any other UK guy enter the competition? I'm not having a kicking competition with you. I'm saying I could dust off my hamstrings and probably kick a 30-yarder. Kick a 30-yarder. That'll be about it. But what we're saying is out.
Go on, mate.
Do you think you could kick a 30-yarder?
Yeah, just about, I think.
No, I don't think I could. I'm useless. Not with my ACL.
When I play football, I used to be goalkeeper as well, so I used to kick the ball quite far. And I was living football, but after a few kicks, I'd probably... Well, I wouldn't be able to do it straight away. I mean, I'd need to warm up to it, but I think I probably...
Yeah, you'd have to dust the hamstrings.
But that's probably about it. I wouldn't get any further. We're meant to get any further, though.
No, that's about it. I mean, I ain't kicking 40, 50-yard bombs, but there are definitely people out here who could do that, Scott. That is a certainty. But it's interesting. The IPP, as Rod mentioned before, International Player Pathway always has at least 5 or 6 or 7 kickers in there trying to make it in the league.
Charlie Smith from
Charlie Smith, yeah.
The Irish lad who plays for the Saints.
Exactly. He's made it good for him.
Yeah, a lot of bottle, man. He hit some big ones towards the end of the season.
He did. Second question from Scott G, and final question of the night. He says, what current or possible available players with ties to Jones would you target? Grenard, Javon Hargrave, Eric Wilson. I really like Eric Wilson. That's a great shout on him there. Jeff Okuda as a backup corner. Give me Jeff Okuda for $1 million or so, vet minimum. Bring him in. You need a vet in that room as well. That's an upgrade on Jonathan Jones, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, who else? Anyone else that you think with ties to Jones? Would you just be all out for Grenard?
Yeah, I'd be going for Grenard, personally. I think you need 1 or 2 guys who know the system. Makes it a hell of a lot easier for them to teach the system when the players can speak to all the players about it rather than just the coach, so it'd be quite useful.
Yeah, agreed. Well, that just about does us, Scouts. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Will, Scott G, Rod, thanks Fabian Moreau. No, you're all right, mate. Yeah, I'm not that.
Yeah, don't forget though, Jeff Okuda's $1 million backup guy. It's not going to be like
true. Yeah, it's
not expensive.
Too, thank you for being with us. Everybody else who's put a question in, Richard Cameron, Rod's obviously put a question in, and the like. Thank you all for being here. We really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to do what the usual like, subscribe, hype, all that sort of stuff. We're back on next time, this time next Thursday, where we will talk all of the moves that we have hopefully made. Jawan Jennings, Devon Lloyd coming in, Quay Walker, Alec Pearce has signed. I don't know. We'll just spent $70 million in a day. That'll be it, yeah. But there you go. But Scott G, before you go, he says, Scouts, thanks for making us all feel better. We're smarter with your bad takes today. So.
Hey, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for, isn't it? Hey, make you feel better about yourself.
Bad take Scouts. Yeah, there you go. There's a new one. Well, that just about does it. Yeah.
I mean, Will mentions here as well. I've watched every game for the last 2 years and love his excellence at receiving back. He is. I'm just saying absolutely. That Price is a better route runner. That's what I'm saying. I'd love a better running back. Or I'm just saying, just saying.
Just saying. We're about the same time next week. Don't forget to tune in, and we will catch you then. Have a great weekend, everyone, and thank you again for joining us.
Bye.